Good morning, everyone. Happy Saturday. It is 9 a.m. here on the East Coast. June 29th, prices of BTC right around 12,000 flat. Yesterday in the Cryptosomniac Advantage part of the community, I mentioned that BTC is actually testing the 11,700 support after we had this quick shakeout right here. If you remember yesterday, I took some profit on my position right at this top. If you don't believe me, you can look right here. Everything is timestamped, folks. You can see right here. I posted this morning that I'd mentioned I'd loaded up on 11,650 and then 11,900. So that brought my average of the 10% capital that I had in BTC trade to 11,775. And I'm taking profit here right around 12,300 with a 5.3% profit. So that was literally right here, okay, folks? I was expecting that this candle movement was going to move up, but then I saw, this candle was challenging the ascending part of this triangle right here, this ascending trend line. And that didn't really look too good for me because I saw, two 30-minute candles in a row doing that, challenging this ascending trend line. And I decided to take profit because my original profit target was actually this 12,500 marker around the 618 fib. And I figured I was close enough. I don't want to be chasing that extra, 1% and get greedy and not have the chance to take any profit. So from yesterday, when I got in right here, 11,775 right there, you could see I made a good, 5.3% profit right there, okay, in that region. Here's the thing, folks. You have to be able to understand when to take profits, be able to read the charts properly, but more importantly, take incremental profits when you do see price action struggling and not being so adamant about, wanting to hit that top, wanting to, hit those high targets, okay? That's something that we teach in the Cryptosomniac community very well, in my opinion. We have a massive education channel right here, and this, sort of helps you understand exactly what where we've learned these things, the books that we read, the videos that people can watch, my education course that I have on the Cryptosomniac website, right here. You can see, okay, if you go to products right there, I have a $10 course. So for anyone, I'm going to put out this deal actually. For anyone who signs up for this course for $10, okay, and you watch this and you like it or you learn something, if you buy this course, I will give you a 1-week free pass to the Advantage program if you just show the proof of purchase, okay? It's just this deal I'm going to do for the rest of July. So starting today, if you buy this $10 course, I will give you 1 week free access to the Advantage community. And if you're wondering what the Advantage community is, every single one of these locked channels that you see, right? Locked channel right there, locked, all these are pretty much locked right here. These are all for Advantage members, okay? This kind of stuff right here, these trade setups where I'm taking profit, all this Bitcoin analysis is all for the Advantage members only, okay? The free lounge members essentially get the unlocked channels, which aren't that many. There's, community discussion, the stock market chat, Forex chat, and I think that's pretty much it. Maybe like the news and resources. Other than that, obviously all the magic, all the gains reviews that you see right here, you can see people closing out their trades with 12 to 13% profit. Person over here who utilized our information for his benefit. Even over here, 17% profit in a day. Over here, 21% profit in a day. This person said, I got out of BTC due to a stop loss anyway, and I cannot deny our analyst right here who've been doing this for a long time, and he's finally resting on profit, okay? You can keep reading all these reviews, folks. People have, very glowing reviews for us, and it's not a coincidence that they do. We work hard for our Advantage members. That's where a majority of our time goes. All these channels right here have a ton of information in them. And if you join Advantage, you can check them out too. Okay. All right, let me get back to the analysis here. Okay. So going back to this review right here, or I'm sorry, this trade setup right here, right? I mentioned that I will be taking profit in that area, and I was hoping for the 12,440 target and the 12,480 range. Didn't really hit, but that's okay. I was happy to take some profits. But then here in the Bitcoin analysis channel, before I turned off my computer for the night, I mentioned that if the price bounces off this level around 11.7, it may get up to 12,100 and get rejected again. Okay, you can see that right here. This was written yesterday around my time, midnight, so about 9 hours ago. So let me show you why exactly I said that, and let's see if that's come true so far. Here's the high of this candle right here that we're looking at, and you can see the high of this candle has been 12,090. Okay, so I was about $10 off. So why did I say that? Okay, so to be able to understand why I make these certain price levels as targets, stops, where I believe price could head up to, it's really not this mumbo jumbo that people say that TA is a self-fulfilling prophecy or anything like that. It's based on strong reasoning due to technicals of understanding how different theories like Elliott waves work, Fibonacci levels, which again, Fibonacci levels are very prevalent in nature, very prevalent in all different parts of life, but also very useful in financial markets. My gripe with the argument that TA is a self-fulfilling prophecy is the fact that, so what if it is, right? So what if TA is a self-fulfilling prophecy? I mean, that makes it even better. If smart money, smart traders, bots, and algorithms are all looking for the same levels, why the hell would you look for other levels? Right? I mean, think about it, okay? If a bot is seeing the same thing, right? If me and the bot draw out these same levels, this top was put in right around 13,858, right? And then I draw a fib all the way down to this bottom, right? The retrace of the fib of 618 comes out right around 12,500 or so, okay? Typically, we've seen that the 618 fib, whether it's support on the downside, is very strong support, and to the upside, it's very strong resistance, okay? Look, we got rejected right around that same area. So yeah, I don't really care if people think TA is a self-fulfilling prophecy. It's not an insult. I mean, that should make you understand and realize that, oh wow, this could actually work, because most bots and algos and traders are looking for the same levels, so you should be too, right? There's a reason why the 100 and 200 moving averages work. There's a reason why prices bounce off those levels more often than not. I'm not saying it works 100% of the time, but probability wise it works at least 70 to 80% of the time, and you can look up these statistics on your own. Okay, all right, so now we see price pushing up a little bit, right? So how high could it go till it gets rejected? It could go as high as 12,200 in this block, or maybe even 12,300, and then get rejected again. But why did that happen like that? So first, we were looking at this ABC corrective wave, right, in the black right here. Okay, if you look at the black wave count, A is right there, B is right there, and then C was this bottom, obviously right there. Okay, if that was the end of the wave count, then of course we're going to have a bullish 5-wave impulse, right? So here's wave 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, and then after that, you're definitely going to have another mini corrective impulse. So here's your A, your B is probably coming up here, right? Your B can never extend past the beginning of the A wave, so it can't just go up here. Okay, so it'll probably end somewhere around here. Okay, and then C will probably stretch down a little bit further. More often than not, the C will stretch deeper than the A, so somewhere around maybe 11,000, maybe even all the way down here. Okay, typically what happens is the C stretches right around the 618 level of this entire move right here. Okay, so let me zoom into this a little bit more so you guys are not confused. So remember, I drew this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So if we map out a fib of that entire move, okay, so from down here to over here, this top that we just put in, the 618 will be around 11,100. So that's where we put that C wave right there. Okay, so that's why it could be seen as, you know, we could be still in a corrective wave structure after this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 impulsive count. Okay, I know this is very confusing, but you'll get better at it as you start to understand why Elliott waves are useful, how they're useful. And when you start putting these into action, then you'll realize like, oh, this actually works, especially when you use Elliott waves with moving averages, volume analysis, and then of course Fibonacci tools. Okay, they're very useful all in complement, right? Okay, so with that being said, I'm really not concerned about you know, moving back up past this level. Now what I really want to see, if I want to get back in or double down on my position, is I need to see at least the high of this wick right here, right around, you know, 12,440, closed over at least by a 1 hour candle. A 4 hour candle would be even better. So we're just going to mark that out. Okay, we're just going to put that right there. Let's just say 12,450 to be safe. Okay, so now we have that marker that we're looking at. Okay, now here's the thing. All right, in this potential correction right here, right, I showed you that ABC could be this one right here. We could be in a larger ABC, okay, because within the A itself, this white ABC corrective structure right here, A, B, C, you can have that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 that I just showed you earlier. So there can always be subwave within subwaves, and that's like the, you know, that's where Elliott wave can sort of drive people crazy, because it's really hard to get all the counts down. But I promise you, when you do it long enough, when you sort of practice it really well with, you know, using Fibonacci tools, it really does work. Okay, I don't know how to sort of explain that to you in the present example, but if you look back on my past videos, you will see that it's surprisingly accurate. Okay, all right, so with that being said, if this is A, this is B, C needs to stretch down further than A, so it will probably be somewhere down here. I'm not saying it necessarily needs to be down here in this red block, but that's really the last support I see after this area right here, this consolidation phase is broken. Okay, notice how all this consolidation that happened right here, right, prices landed right around that same area. Although they poked deeper, right, with the wicks, they closed right before any of these candles right here. If on the next wave down, candles close lower than these candles right here, I can almost guarantee that we will close somewhere around, I don't know, maybe 10,000, or even way down here around 9,400 to about 9,000. Okay, why? Because this is really the last consolidation that we essentially saw. Okay, it was something like this, right? We were seeing this kind of thing happening. Okay, so this consolidation typically is usually where prices land. Why do prices land there? Well, this is where a lot of the battle was, you know, fought between the bulls and the bears. And though the bulls won out, on the reverse side, when prices comes back to that level, the bulls want to defend this price by either not selling their positions that they had, or number two, buying up more at this level. Or again, like I mentioned earlier about the self-fulfilling prophecy, if this was the consolidation, the bots, the algos, the professional traders are all looking for this area again to be hit. And so they're going to place their buys right here. Okay, so now do you see why technicals are useful? It's because, yes, we are looking at the same levels. You'd be a fool not to look at the same levels. Okay? All right, so with that being said, If we are in that ABC corrective wave, we may be coming down here. I still have my position open in BTC with 7.5% capital. The only reason I would want to double down on my capital is if we start closing above, this marker, like I stated earlier, at least on a 1 hour time frame, but would be better on a 4 hour time frame. Okay, above this. All right. Let's see. Other things that I wanted to talk about over here. Okay, so here's something really interesting too. All right, we closed the daily yesterday pretty nicely right here, but nothing as compared to this massive bearish engulfing daily right here. This is a very scary daily candle, and I mean, this almost, most definitely marks a potential reversal point, right? You could see that these two candles over the last 2 days have not even gotten up to the highs of the opens and the closings of these two candles. Okay, so until that happens, you don't have a confirmation on the daily that prices are going to go higher than 13,000. Okay, so that's something to keep in mind as well. If you're truly looking for the safe mark to get back in, it's totally fine to wait above 13,000 for a daily close. All right. I mean, there's different ways of being a trader, folks. People often talk about why don't we hop on more trades and short positions, or provide more altcoin trades or whatever, right? Listen, guys, just because a market is 24/7 and you see this as a day trading possibility, that doesn't mean you need to trade 24/7, nor does it mean you need to trade every day. And it also doesn't mean you need to even, trade everything. You need to figure out what your strengths and your weaknesses are so you can excel and polish them. Okay? I myself am a, momentum and a directional trader, meaning that in the 2018 bear market, I was shorting more than I was longing, okay, in this entire market. When prices started to break this area right here, I started longing more. I don't think I've opened maybe more than 2 shorts this entire year, okay, of 2019. In 2018, I would say probably 70% of my positions were short. The other 30% were, long positions here and there. And then mostly just dollar cost averaging, when this the capitulation happened. Okay, that's what it means to be, a momentum or a directional trader. You do not want to be shorting every little, potential move that you see down, because it could, blow up your account, especially if you don't know how to use leverage, because clearly, most people don't. They have very gambling-like tendencies to 100x everything on BitMEX, because it allows them to do so. Okay, that's where you lose your money, folks. That's why the rule, the 90-90-90 rule, is true. 90% of traders lose 90% of their money in less than 90 days. It's because people have not sort of gotten the grip on the tendencies that they have to gamble with their money. And until you do that, right, you're never going to be successful in this market, okay? So get a grip on your emotions, get a grip on your gambling tendencies, focus on the technicals, not on the price, focus on the higher time frames, and focus on the smaller, moves. I've stated before that most successful traders will go for the meat of the move, right? So for example, way back here, if you were buying, you didn't need to buy right here and catch the knife, nor do you need to sell up here, okay? It's okay if the trader got in after this bullish break of this neckline right here, right? Remember when we were struggling past 4,000 or whatever, 4,400 or so, we broke past it with this bullish candle, and then we had some consolidation. It's okay to get in right here, and then you could have set your targets from here to say 10,000 or something based on fib extensions, and that's a 80-90% move. Okay, you didn't need to buy the bottom, and you didn't need to sell the top. All right, getting the meat of the move is really what you need to be a successful trader. All right. Sorry for all the ranting today. I personally think these are the conversations that most people need, because I don't think anyone talks about this as much. I think our community does a really good job of keeping people on their toes. I provide so much information in here that, if you are even thinking about misstepping, you can find some sort of motivation, some sort of direction, or guidance or analysis in here that will steer you in the right direction. And I think that's what we do best. Okay. So I hope you guys come join the Cryptosomniac Advantage program, at least for the reason of just gaining some guidance, right? All right, so here's that other chart that I've been talking about. The gold box right here was consolidation, first move up. Okay, let me zoom into this because I know someone complained yesterday about this. Okay, consolidation right here for about a good month. Strong up move right there. Sideways movement right there, as you can see, for a couple days, and then another sharp move on the way up. Okay, then we again came and consolidated sideways for a month, sharp move right there, sideways consolidation for a day or two, and then another sharp move on the way up. Now we're again coming into this potential consolidation that you see in this same gold box. Okay, that consolidation will be somewhere between 13,000 and all the way low to about 10,700. Okay, so if you find ranges, if you see that this is potentially a consolidation box like I do, I'm personally going to start loading up on potential positions like Bitcoin or Ethereum or LTC or EOS. Okay, and my Advantage community will know exactly when I get in because I announce everything that I do. All right, that's really what you pay for in that community, is to see everything that I'm doing. Okay, so after that, our target then becomes, okay, I'm personally going to see if this was a top and this was the bottom put in, the next big target, let me turn this one off, 4.618, 1.618, 2.618. The extensions become about 15,000 and about 18,800. Okay, that's where I personally think the prices are going to be heading into over the next month and a half. I mean, if the consolidation is even faster, that could be interesting, but I wouldn't be surprised if we last in a sideways price action for at least a good 2 to 4 weeks. Okay. Here's LTC, and this is something that I was looking at the other day. In my community, I picked up more LTC and Ethereum in medium term at 114. You can see right here, I picked it up at 114, and then I picked up Ethereum at 285. That brought my average for Ethereum on my medium term for 262, and for LTC around 124. All right. And all my open positions are written right here, so all the Advantage members can see. Okay, so LTC is perfectly flipping this prior resistance right here, right? So you can see this area was resistance right here. This resistance or support, finally capitulated, right? And then it hit this level months later in May last month. Resistance, broke out of it, came back down, tested it as support, or at least it's trying to as best it can. And once this area flips as support, what the hell is going on? Okay, I feel like I can't type in the morning. Okay, here we go. Let me get this right. All right, there we go. Once we broke out of this area as resistance, boom, all the way up, it's always healthy for the price to come back down, test it as support, and then keep on moving up and away. Why is that necessary? Because when you have prior resistance levels right here, and once you break through them, you want to ensure that these buyers who helped break through this area are not just going to let the price just capitulate and break through, this area. Okay, that they're going to, you want to know that they're going to defend this level by picking up more of the asset, or if you destroyed these people who are bears, right? Once prices break up, you want to turn them into bulls of this asset and then help take them on your side of being a bull and push the prices up higher on this asset. This is why flipping, key resistance levels into support is one of the most important and healthy moves in technicals. All right. So these are the things that, we sort of look for in our community. And in my opinion, I personally think LTC, once it breaks out of here, it's going to have a massive move on the way up. I've sort of tamed my targets a little bit because we are coming very close to that halving in August. It's right here, August 9th or something. LTC was traveling really nicely in this channel, and around April, it broke out of the channel, came back down, tested the middle of the channel, and then created another ascending channel like this. Okay. You can see that LTC is hitting this area right around 126. One thing that I don't want to see is price hits this area, finds it as resistance, and then it will come back down to this area again, which will probably be the middle of this channel. So if prices fall literally, say tomorrow, they could go as low as about $100. If prices fall over the next few days, they could be as, low as 104 or 105 or something. Okay. Because this area right here, you can see it's been support right there, support right there. So I would not be surprised if LTC comes back to the middle of this channel, tests it as support again. Okay. Because that's what price likes to do. When you start understanding why trend lines work, why parallel channels work, why certain levels in the RSI right here work, guys, trades come a lot easier to you. Technicals work much better. I've said this over and over again. Focus on the value of the technicals rather than the amount of the price. What I mean by that is forget about how high you're paying for LTC or how low you're getting to buy it. All right. Focus on what the technicals show you. If the technicals show you that this level right here has been touched many times and it has been support, chances are it could be support again. It's not guaranteed, but the probabilities are actually on your side. All right. And that's all what trading is about. It's about probabilities. If it breaks down from here, then there's serious troubles for LTC anyway. And you should probably be setting your stop somewhere down here, 2 to 3% deeper than this channel. All right. And this way, whether you get stopped out, you only get stopped out at a small loss. But if you got in on the trade right here, your ceiling is much higher. You can go all the way up to the previous high right here, around 140 or so. That's about a 40% move. Okay. So you can see your risk to reward is much higher if you think about, buying on this channel. All right. Again, not investment advice, just something that I will be doing. And, whenever I see the technicals being right, I will announce in our community that I will be getting in. And if people want to follow, they can follow. That's really what our community is, folks. Our community was created on the fact that we share a lot of knowledge and analysis, and people find it useful. That's all we really do. Okay. Let's see. What else did I want to talk about? Yeah. So with LTC, again, if we do break out of here, my targets sort of remain around 140, which is this high right here, and then potentially the top of this channel around 170 or 180. The thing is, LTC kind of dropped off a lot from 140 all the way down to almost 110 the other day, and now it's back up to 127. So if it's hitting this area as resistance, I'm going to be a little bit more careful, because then your downside is probably going to be this channel, and your upside could be much lower, maybe like, I don't know, anywhere between 130 and 145 again. Okay, but that's if prices keep falling. And again, the only way we know if prices are going to go higher or lower for LTC is we have to look at what BTC is doing. And this is why I spend so much time in our community in the Bitcoin analysis channel. You can see all these updates that I put up through the day. Every single one of these has important uses for our community members, and they can utilize this information for their own benefit. All right. I know I've talked a lot today, but I hope you found this analysis useful. Let me see if I can get through Ethereum real quick, because I also did get into Ether. Here's Ether, finding support on the top of this channel right here as best as it can. Currently around 307, went to a high of almost 365 or so. So pretty high move, but then, literally the next day it came back down almost to 275. So really sharp drop down, almost $100 down move. So do be careful. Crypto is a very volatile and speculative market. Please do not use money that you need, for essentials in your life, guys, especially if you don't know what you're doing. Okay. All right. Let's see. Let me see my notes if I have anything else to cover. I did mention the other day that our community essentially sold off the top. If you look in our announcements channel over here, let's see, where was it? Okay, so I market sold everything right around at 13,800. I remained 100% in cash. Okay, this was Wednesday, right? So about 3 days ago. And I wanted to show you guys one of the reasons why I did that. Okay, so I'm gonna put this out on the weekly. All right. One of the main reasons why I had done that is because I stated that beyond 11,600 right here, the next big support or resistance level on the way up is around this 13,400 marker, all the way to about 13,800, 13,900. Okay, and you could see that wick hit this marker right here, this black line, and this red line right there. Okay, so I just decided to sell off because I realized, okay, my targets have already hit. And another thing, here's where things get really interesting. Okay, if we mark out, say, this fib from this top to this bottom, right? So the 20,000 top to this bottom right here, look where the 618 fib lies. Look at that, 13,250 or so. You can see that the wick hit that, went a little bit past it, probably getting people trapped right here, and then boom, shake out to the downside. Okay, almost $1,000 or $2,000 drop, right? So another one of the reasons why you have confluence of Fibonacci levels telling you that, hey, this could be the high. It's very possible that, prices could retrace and then go back higher, but you have to have a game plan, before you step into trades. Realize why you're getting in, when you're getting in, and where you're getting out, okay, before you even step in. Because if you go in blindly, you're going to step out blindly too. And chances are you're going to step out blindly at a loss too, because you had no idea why you gotten in the first place. All right. Sorry for all the preaching today, folks, but I feel like it's necessary for a lot of people to understand that trading is a very risky game, and not everyone comes out alive, honestly. Like I said, 90-90-90 rule, right? All right. So anyway, sold off right here, bought back in a bit lower, around 11,700 or so on average. And I'll actually be probably looking lower if prices do retrace more, and I will be letting my Cryptosomniac Advantage community members know. Again, Advantage is only $97 a month. If you are looking for, learning and knowledge and seeing our trade setups, you can make easily all that, as you can see in these reviews. Okay, don't take my word for it. Take the word of our community members who have been, with us for months, or some of them have been with us for at least 1.5 years, 2 years now. All right, all these reviews, come read them on your own, or if not, come join the free lounge. And sometimes I put out information right here, and I have some conversations with people. So no harm. The link will be at the bottom of the Discord, or I'm sorry, the YouTube video. The Discord link will be there. All right. That's it, folks. I have clearly a lot of Advantage members to tend to, and my attention and my time will go to them. Take care. Cheers, folks. And remember that the crypto markets are 24/7, but that doesn't mean you have to be on them for 24/7. Go spend some time with your friends and family. Enjoy your weekend and have a wonderful, wonderful day.